Welcome to the Let It Shine podcast. This is Donna Howell, your host, and today I couldn't decide on a topic. I wanted to title it either Sprinkling Glitter or The Missing Ingredient, so let's just name it both. So, we've decided we want to shine for Christ. We want to find ways to reflect His light to those in our sphere. I can think of one of my favorite art activities as a child and then later as a teacher. I love to use glitter on art projects. But all the rest of the day, I'd find traces of glitter on myself everywhere I touched. And I was just thinking about that. How can I sprinkle that glitter of Christ's love on all around me so that even when I'm not around, those little dots of glitter may still be seen? Well, in order to do so, there are certain traits I will need to develop in my life to first be like Jesus and then spread that trait to others. There is one ingredient I must develop to be able to be that kind of shining glitter. And if I ask you, what is that missing ingredient in most folks' lives, even Christians' lives, what would you say? Have you ever made a recipe but you left just one ingredient out? Though it doesn't seem like a big deal, I've tried to go on and bake and it hasn't come out the way I anticipated. Well, I was newly married to Gist and we had gone to hear a speaker, and he announced that the next night he was going to talk about the missing ingredient in Christians' lives. We guessed several things. It's probably love, we said. Or what about faith? Yeah. Or maybe hope? We were pretty anxious to go back in the next night to hear the lesson and learn the answer. So he had left it in a big blank on the board, on the chalkboard, which they used back then. What is the missing ingredient? And he had chalked in Trust. Trust. That's right. Trust was the missing ingredient. Well, initially I tried to digest that. I was a little disappointed that I didn't get it correct. And through his whole presentation was good, but I wasn't sure that I agreed. But now that I'm well past my 20s, like I was then, with much more life experience, I would have to give a wholehearted agreement to his answer. There's this short story that I like, and after a long drought, a group of people came together to pray for rain. But only one little boy brought an umbrella. That, to me, is a good picture of trust. We often say we believe God, but our lack of trust causes us not to receive the full benefits as His child. And until I can learn to fully trust God, I won't be much use in sharing His light to others. Trusting 100% has become my biggest challenge as a child of God. A lack of trust has resulted in worry, anxiety, frustration, and even disobedience. Think about it. Is there someone you fully trust that he or she has your best interest at heart? If so, you probably will follow their advice on big life choices. For instance, a coach. I was watching the Olympics, and almost every athlete has their own coach, and they listen to their coach because the coach wants them to win, wants them to succeed. And so that's kind of how it is with God. He is our coach. He is our maker. And He wrote the manual. He wrote a book on what would make us satisfied in the Bible. But we don't fully trust it, it seems like. And especially I don't, I know. When our kids were little, Gis would say, jump into my arms, and from something up high, and they would jump knowing he would catch them. But somewhere along the way, they kind of lose that trust in their parents and try things their own way, even though deep down I think they know we had their best interest at heart. But God is the one who created us in His image. He's the Father that is the perfect Father. So if we listen to Him, even if it doesn't make sense, it's going to turn out right. And that's trust. For instance, if God tells us that we should love our enemies, That doesn't seem to make sense in this world today. No, you take up for yourself. You make your enemy pay if they hurt you or they hurt someone in your family. But God says, no, you love your enemies. And what about forgiveness? We're supposed to forgive those who wrong us. But our nature tells us, no, we need to hold that grudge to let them know so they won't hurt us again. But then we build up bitterness and hatred and all those things that destroy us from the inside out. So learning to trust God, I agree, is the missing ingredient often in my life and maybe in yours. So trust is really much bigger than I initially surmised. Trust is really everything in growing a relationship with the one who is the true light, the Son of the universe and the Son of our souls. Once I can learn to fully trust God, then I can truly shine in His ways, and I will be like the sparkling glitter that leaves traces everywhere, even when I'm gone. Have a great day.